Alrighty, hello there. I am Shaun McLaren, and today I have some legacy rounds. We have Miracles, aka Jeskai in Legacy. So you've probably seen Miracles before if you know anything about Legacy. It is pretty much the consensus best Legacy deck. The control deck of the format pretty much does everything very well. So you've probably seen most of the cards. I'll just do a quick overview and touch on some of the new stuff. Mana base, you have pretty standard mana, and then the ability to shuffle your deck. Since you're manipulating the top of your library, you have sack lands to manipulate it. Card draw. In the 1-drops, Brainstorm. Obviously, if you're blue, you're playing Brainstorm and Legacy. Ponders as well, since you want to really be able to set up your miracles. So having, even though Ponder not as good as Brainstorm, you want that redundancy there. And then, of course, Sensei's Divinity Tops, which is the ultra combo with counterbalance. You can manipulate the top of your deck and counter all your opponent's spells and frustrate them a great deal. Then you have Swords to Plowshares, really efficient removal. Usually you run 4 main deck. I put 1 on the sideboard just because I feel like the creature matchups are good, but you should probably be running 4. I'm just trying 3. Instead, I'm running an extra Spell Pierce because I really like Spell Pierce. Very good interaction and good against combo decks, which is what I'm targeting with the extra Spell Pierces. So the new card is Predict. Haven't really seen this that much in previous versions of Miracles, but it's really been getting popular lately, especially online. So the big thing about Predict is obviously it's more card draw. It's efficient card draw when you know the top of your library. 2 mana, draw 2 cards at instant speed is excellent. So it's gonna be able to enable your terminuses on your opponent's turn or entreats, and you can usually see what's on the top of your library with your ponders, brainstorms, tops, etc., jaces. So you're often just drawing 2 cards, almost always. Well, maybe not almost always, but very regularly on the scale. And another nice thing is when you have Sensei's Divinity Top out and you have 3 bad cards on the top of your library, you're able to actually mill away one of them. Or if you ponder and leave 1 card you don't want, Predict actually just gets rid of that and then digs you 2 deeper afterwards. So it's like ultimate card selection, card draw. Which the deck doesn't really need more of, but I mean, why not, right? How could you resist? Alright, Snapcaster Mages are just redundancy and efficiency on everything else. Counterbalances to go at the tops, only running 3, which is also kind of a trend lately I've seen, so I'm not sure about that. It seems fine though. I mean, counterbalance top is pretty good, but I'm trying out the 3 today. And 1 of Counterspell is also pretty standard for the deck. Just hard, efficient removal. That's great in the late game. Or on turn 2 if you have 2 blue mana. Council's Judgment is good removal. Also a 3-drop, which are otherwise lacking for counterbalance. So having a few 3-drops to go with the entreats and just have that option on counterbalance is nice. Jace, card draw, win condition, miracle enabler, bounce, fate seal, does it all, wins the game. Usually Miracles has played more Jaces in the past, so that's also kind of like you're putting in the Predicts over the Jaces as cheaper card draw. Since, I mean, it's not that hard to win the game when you have entreats and counterbalances and a couple of Jaces and you're able to go through your entire deck with predicts and such. 4 Force of Wills, 4 Terminus, yeah. Good stuff. One engineered explosives. Engineered explosives sort of functions as pretty good removal, but also a council's judgment kind of a catch-all for all sorts of different things. You can hit opponents' counterbalances, you can hit tokens, you can hit a swath of elves, all that sort of good stuff. You can hit aether vials, all sorts of things. And then, of course, entreat the angels when you just want to bash your opponent with angels. And the sideboard is pretty standard. Flusterstorms are great against combo decks, decent against other control decks as well when you're looking to get into counter wars post-board. Surgical Extraction best against graveyard decks, reanimator decks, that's mostly what it's for. Pyroblasts and red elemental blasts are going to be for mostly best in the control mirrors, also good against combo decks. Swords for creature decks, obviously. Explosives also for the creature decks. Containment Priest, best against show and tell. Also works against all sorts of different things randomly. Aether Vials, Green Sun Zeniths, that sort of thing. Wear and Tear. Artifact and Enchantment Destruction also works good with Counterbalance, since it counts as a 1 and a 2, although that rule may have changed, so that might change Wear and Tear's viability. I'm not sure if that's in effect. Ah well. It's not like it'll ever come up or anything, right? Blood Moon, need some land destruction against like land decks and Eldrazi decks, so Blood Moon. There's all sorts of different options. I'm not sure which one's best. And then just a random Monastery Mentor that also acts as a win condition, similar to Entreat the Angel. It's just a little bit easier to set up, although a little bit less powerful. And also goes crazy if you have 2 tops. You can tap top, draw top, play top, tap top, draw top, play top, and go off with prowess and monks. Alright. That's the deck. It's Miracles. Let's play some Miracles. Let's do it.